In this video, we'll discover what is holding you back from forgiving. Before that, let's take a look at what's happening around us today. We all expect to live in homes that are fully equipped. We expect to have all the latest technology, designer label clothing, and to have a quality of lifestyle that we consider we deserve. However, regardless of what the TV tells you about being worth all this expense, you're losing something fundamentally important to your life by living the American dream as it currently stands. That's not to say the original American dream wasn't a bad idea. It was based upon principles that are easy to understand, but it wasn't about whether you own the latest model of iPhone. What has happened over the years is that you've become complacent. It's easier to blame than to forgive. It's easier to look at life and ask, what's in it for you, rather than understanding that the greatest things you can expect from life actually come from being able to forgive. I've been watching social media very closely while coming up with ideas for this video course, and it worries me that people go through their lives looking for someone to blame for the quality of their lives. Let me give you an example. If the schooling system isn't working, it's the fault of the government. If the operation didn't turn out like it should have, it's the fault of the surgeon. We live in a society that takes responsibility very seriously, although we have forgotten how to take personal responsibility, and that's where it all goes wrong. People always ask, what's in it for me? And the only way that you can ever experience what there is in forgiveness for you is to actually forgive. There are times when you struggle in life. I mean, we all do, right? But what's important is that instead of pushing blames or pointing fingers at others, learn to do some self-reflection. Most of the time, it's the way we look at things, how we react and deal with pain and hardship in our lives. Perhaps life would be much easier for you if you could see it from a different perspective. Instead of implementing forgiveness into your everyday life, it's also important to be grateful for what you have. Did you know that around 22,000 children die each year due to poverty? Did you know that a child dies from hunger-related diseases every 10 seconds? Did you know that 603 million people lack access to clean water? Take some time and do some self-examination by asking yourself these questions. How did I contribute to this situation? What can I do to make the situation better? What can I do to show people I love them? What does it matter who says sorry? And then ask yourself the obvious question. What's in it for me? You'll be fulfilled knowing that you had already done the best you could and leave no regrets. You'll also discover the freedom that can be achieved by a simple act of forgiveness. Forgive yourself and forgive others for their seemingly thoughtless actions. When you learn to let go, you open up the potential to have great relationships and to feel spirituality awakened. You could never discover the best version of you until you are able to let go and forgive. Let's finish this chapter with some quotations on forgiveness that will help you to see the benefits for yourself from different perspectives. The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward. Steve Maraboli. True forgiveness is when you can say, thank you for that experience. Oprah Winfrey. Forgiveness has nothing to do with absolving a criminal of his crime. It has everything to do with relieving oneself of the burden of being a victim, letting go of the pain and transforming oneself from victim to survivor. C.R. Strachan. You can always look up some quotations on your own and make them part of your daily mantra when you wake up in the morning. This will constantly remind you that it is the first step toward a more loving and positive relationship with yourself and therefore with others.